Alright, YouTube. As you can see, I have everything that I've shown you in the last 3 parts of my Let's Talk About Gravekeeper vids laid down on the table. Now, in this final part, which is going to be part 4, I'm going to talk to you guys about how all of this ties in together with the main Gravekeeper deck. So to recap, we all know that Gravekeeper monsters, and I'll just show them to you right here, all have low attack and not that very high of a defense. Gale is your tech card, but even Gale has a low attack. The only card that has a high defense in this deck is Spy, Recruiter when Necro is on the field, and Assailant when Necro Valley is on the field, and possibly Commandant, but you'll never have Commandant on the field. Hardly ever. Because of this, because they are so low in attack, we run Necro Valley. Necro Valley gives a boost, and it locks down the graveyard so that your opponent can't do anything from their graveyard, and neither can you. But we have cards that get around that fairly quickly. As you can see though, Gravekeeper decks run a very low monster count and a very high spell and trap count. We usually depend more on traps than we do spells, only because, again, we have a very low attack and defense, and we need some kind of protection, something to kind of get the deck moving. Everybody predicted, though, that Gravekeepers were going to die because we run such a very large trap lineup, but if you saw my videos, you'll definitely see that we have Warning and 2 judgments. I mean, 2 warnings and 1 judgment. We run Bottomless to protect ourselves from the big guys. Deep Prisons when they attack. Fiendish Chains, another way to protect yourself. But these 2 right here, 2 Starlight Roads, is the main card to protect everything on the field. We swarm fairly quickly, so Torrential and Mirror Force hurts. And Heavy Storm kills us because we need to protect Necro Valley at all costs. Torrential and Mirror Force are just staples. But if you can see here in my side deck, if your opponent does manage to get through your defenses for spells and traps, we run 3 Malefics. At least I do, to protect Necro Valley. Effect Veiler, just to negate those effects. Smashing Ground, because it kills every deck, I guess you could say. Boss monsters in every deck. Leeching the Light for the fairies. Light Imprisoning Mirror. Mind Crush for the decks that search, which is almost every deck. Trap Does Shoot for hand control, but these 2 are very important. I cite these in normally when I'm going second. I'll take out Royal Tribute because, you know, it's not, Royal Tribute is good, but it's not too great for a lot of decks, so I usually cite those out for more negation cards. My particular build definitely depends a lot on Exceeds, as you can see here, and the following: Brionic and Blackwing Armor Master, Black Rose, and 3 Stardust Dragons. The deck runs very well, and I highly recommend running Gravekeepers. They're not dead yet, and I don't think they will be, even when Dark Worlds come out. I predict, though, that a lot of people are going to run a Malefic version of Gravekeepers. You're going to be seeing a lot of this guy and a lot of other Malefic dragons in Gravekeeper decks because of the Dark Worlds. Definitely, Royal Tribute might not be seeing play once Dark Worlds come out. If they become fairly popular in my locals, I do plan on continuing to run them, but I definitely think that they would be cited out for other cards that will help with the Dark World matchup if it becomes fairly popular. So this is the deck, and you know, Gravekeepers are very easy to run, and it just takes some time to figure out how to make them adjust to the format. This Gravekeeper deck has been unaffected by the format fairly well. Agents, I have a good matchup against them. I usually win the first game, and you know, depending on how the luck factor goes, that's how I usually go about it, but it has a good matchup against almost every deck. I think that the toughest one for me would be plants, but I've been figuring out how to get over them fairly quickly. When Dark Worlds come out, sorry, that'll definitely be our automatic deck to get over. GKs have a problem with Dark Worlds, but I think it'll be fairly easy for the deck to accommodate itself for Dark Worlds. This deck is very versatile. It's good in any format, and I highly recommend it for beginners in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or players that have been playing for a very long time. Gravekeepers are very fun. They're annoying, and you know, they're definitely going to get you some wins at locals. And you know, if you want to take it competitively, it's also a good deck for that. So let me know what you guys think. Be sure to watch part 1, part 2, and part 3 of my Let's Talk About Gravekeepers. This is just a recap so you can see everything as a whole and how it works together. You know, the deck is awesome. I have no complaints with it, you know, and I cannot wait to take it to Saturday to see how well it does with the new side deck and everything that I've done to it. I will give you an update, I guess, when I'm at locals and tell you how I do in each match. But thanks for watching, guys. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.